Hey everyone, it's Christina of CraftyPaws. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube and I wanted to come back and share with you guys a really special card that I made for Gracie21 here on YouTube. She's hosting a challenge for her grandmother who's turning 99, and she said that my challenges for my grandmother-in-law, my husband's grandmother, inspired her. So I was so honored that I could help inspire Gracie's challenge. And all she's asking folks to do is to make a birthday card for her grandmother. And as it turns out, I'm actually Korean, and I'm assuming Gracie is too, since her grandmother is Korean and lives in South Korea. So I thought I would make a little scene card of Gracie and her grandmother separated by the sea, because I believe Gracie lives on the West Coast in the US. So what I did was I made a little scene. I printed out from my computer a little American flag, and I fussy cut it out and added a little bit of shading to it so that I could get this cute little greeting farm girl. She's from the Sunny set. She's this little girl right here. And I paper pieced her and Copic colored her, and I'm going to share with you guys the paper piecing process. Ooh, say that 3 times. Because what I do for my paper piecing is I do a little bit of shading, because I think that that makes the paper piecing look more realistic and more 3-dimensional. So I'll share that with you guys. But I just used some pattern paper from my stash. This is an American Crafts spring collection. And I used this little floral pattern for her hat and for her dress. And I Copic colored the rest of her. And I'm not sure, Gracie, if you see this video, if you want me to add a pair of glasses, because I saw that your avatar had this little pigtailed girl and she has glasses. So if you wear glasses, let me know and I'll add some glasses to her. And I just kind of drew out the rest of the background scene. I picked out some pictures from Google Images of coastal scenes, and I used a whole bunch of Copic markers to kind of create a sandy look for her to stand on, and then like a little cove. And I connected the 2 little coves for the little girls, just drawing in with some blues, some white jelly roll pen. I use this one here. It's a Signo Uniball pen. It's one of my favorites, and it gives a really nice crisp white for the foam of the waves. And then for this little girl, I paper pieced her and I colored her up with gray hair. I'm imagining your grandmother at 99 probably has gray or white hair. And I did the same thing. I printed out from my computer a little Korean flag, and I paper pieced her little outfit. She is this cute little girl from the Sunny kit. And I paper pieced her with some puppy paper because, you know, I'm CraftyPaws. I have to add puppies when I can. And I use this Doodlebug Designs Puppy Love paper. I use this one right here because it has all the puppies and faced in different directions, which I thought would be a pretty fabric kind of pattern as well. And because it was starting to get a little bit dark, I added some white jelly roll dots, just some little, you know, white pops to make the patterned hat and the little t-shirt have some more kind of pop or white in them. And I thought that was a nice way to paper piece her grandmother. And then for the center area, my Korean is not very good. It's probably, well, let's put it this way. I was 3 when we immigrated to the US. So my Korean was learned one afternoon when I was homesick from school. And my mother, who used to be a school teacher in Korea, taught me Hangul, which is the Korean alphabet. And a couple of years ago, my niece had gone to Korea and she bought me this stamp set, which is like an alpha set, but with Hangul. Now, it's not the prettiest set, so you can see here it's a little bit wonky, but I think that's okay. It has kind of that cutesy little kids font look. And it says 축하해요, which means congratulations. And this bottom says 사랑해요, which means I love you. And I just doodled in some little hearts as well. And that's my card. It's a scene card. It's relatively simple, but a lot of love and thought went into this card. So Gracie, I hope you like it, and I hope your grandmother likes it too. Congratulations to her. It's a wonderful milestone. 99 is amazing, and I'm so happy for you and your whole family. If you guys want to participate in Gracie's challenge, please check out her challenge video, which I will link to in the description box below. And here's the paper piecing process video. I hope you enjoy it. So I'm taking this little cutie from the Sunny kit from the Greeting Farm, and I am going to be paper piecing a little floral dress onto her. I'm using Tuxedo black ink. It's a Memento ink, which is Copic friendly or alcohol marker friendly. But as you can see in the middle there, it's really more like a little halter jacket and a skirt and her belly button showing. And I thought for a card for a 99-year-old lady, I didn't want her to show her midriff. So what I'm doing is I wiped away the little belly button and the top of the skirt so that it would look more like a dress with a little halter jacket. See, so that middle section is missing. And now I'm taking a Copic warm gray. This is a W1. And I think later on I actually darkened it with a W3, but I'm just showing you where I shade. Underneath the little jacket, at the bottom where the ruffles might be of her dress. And now I'm just gonna fussy cut it out. I love these Fiskars spring-loaded reverse scissors. They're really great for folks with arthritis. I have arthritis in my hands, and fussy cutting with these scissors is fantastic. Then I take the next extra little step of taking a Memento black marker and redefining the edges of the image that were a little bit faint where the ink of the pattern paper was. And then I take a Memento ink, sorry, that was with a Copic multi-liner pen. And then I took a Memento Tuxedo black marker and inked all around the edges. Now I'm gonna show you the same process again with the hat of the little girl. And I'm inking up the stamp, stamping it out on the pattern paper, and I'm taking a W1 first, and I'm putting in the shading, marking in where I think the dark shadows would be, along the edges of the hat, underneath the hat brim, along the edges of the top of the hat brim. And when I'm comfortable with that, I go a little bit darker now with a W3, and I'm darkening up a lot more underneath that hat brim, because that would be a cast shadow from the brim of the hat underneath around her face, and also along the edges. If the sun was facing directly from the front, the edges of the hat would be a little bit darker. And now I'm blending it out again a little bit more with a W3, the top of the brim, and just blending a little bit. And I needed to go a little bit darker because the pattern paper is such a strong, bold print that it doesn't really show up if you use a really pale gray. And I used a warm color just because I wanted the image to have that warm, glowy kind of feeling, even in the paper pieced areas. And again, I'm just fussy cutting out the little hat, and I'm taking this Memento Tuxedo black marker again and inking around the edges so you don't see the white edge of the paper where it's been cut. And I think that really adds a nice finishing touch when you're doing paper piecing of images like this. I'm just trying out the little hat and the little dress on for size, and I think she came out looking cute. So now I'm gonna just color in the bows in her hair with a red. I'm using two reds actually, an R14 and I think an R17 or 27, sorry, that's a little bit darker, so that I can reflect some shadows where the bows are cinched or tied. That would be a little bit darker, and I'm blending in with a lighter R14 on the edges, outside edges of the bows. And decided I was gonna just color up the little bow on her little jacket as well as her jacket with the red. And I'm using the light for the overall base, and then I'm using in the R27 for the shadows around, like the under her arms and under the bow. Now I'm gluing these into place with my favorite wet glue. This is art glitter glue, and I love how it all came together. I hope you enjoyed this process video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you guys are having a wonderful crafty day. Bye.